Welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan, and the fun we are celebrating tonight is rabbit holes. Two rabbit holes. Adding to those rabbit holes, two pieces, different rabbit holes. I don't know what I'm saying here, but we're gonna have fun. It's Friday night, it's wax night, let's Hotface. My Hotface tonight is posters. I'm a framing son of a gun. Been framing a lot of posters lately. The loudest band in the world poster we talked about many months ago. I had this in college. Bought it at Xanadu. $10 back then in the 90s. Paid quite a bit more than $10 these days, but glad to have that back. That's a college piece I always wanted back. And my Hotface's posters, currently watching two. There's a lot of twos tonight. Currently watching two. One is from the Dynasty merch form. One is from solo album merch form. Two fingers crossed. We'll get those. Also, as we have always said, Hotfaces don't always have to be Kiss. Another Hotface of mine this week is Atari 2600. My wife found an entire Atari 2600 system and game center at a garage sale and got it for a great price. And she was going to sell it on eBay, and I told her, if you sell that on eBay, I will probably be the one buying it, because that is perfect eye candy for Wax Night Basement 2.0. So I'm very Atari Hotface, and today I went out and bought Mousetrap, which I never had as a kid, but I love that game. GSC Grocery Store had a Mousetrap game, and I would play it all the time. Stand-up arcade game. Sure, it's horrible on Atari, but looking forward to trying this out. Yar's Revenge, one of my favorite games as a kid. And I picked up Donkey Kong. I had this as a kid, and I remember our family had Atari 2600, and my friend Sean's family had a ColecoVision. His version of Donkey Kong was a tad better than Atari 2600. Atari looks like garbage. Coleco looks like the actual video game, but this is going to bring back some 9-year-old little It's All For You Demon St. Joseph living room memories this weekend. What are your Hotface? Leave those below, and let's wax. Rabbit hole number one, solo album posters. And this started a few weeks ago, maybe on this channel, a few months ago maybe. I, years ago, decades ago, purchased a Peter Criss solo album poster that I hung on the wall for many years. Love this poster. Absolutely breathtaking in person. Really made me feel what a 9-year-old kid would have felt in 1978. You just stare at this thing on your wall and you're like, man, I know what it would have felt like to be a kid and have this on your wall and just be kind of in awe of the beauty of that poster. On the wall forever. Got into army kits. We'll get in more of that here in a minute. But I got into army kits. And I started going down the army kit rabbit hole. And realized this poster is from an army kit. The way it is folded perfectly in an army kit. So I was completing a solo album army kit, and I stuck it in the solo album army kit folder. And then, because of Demons of Rock Want You, Elaine Beliche and Per Strid's wonderful book on Kiss Army Kits. Do not leave home without this if you are going down an army kit rabbit hole. They laid some truth on me, and I realized that the Peter poster is actually from the Dynasty kit. Per Elaine Beliche and Per Strid, the 1979 kit. Sad stories of the Kiss Army members waiting and waiting for their merch and kits in 1979 abound. The 1979 kit is exactly the same as the 78 solo kit, with the exception of the posters. The famous phrase, they threw in whatever was in the office that day, obviously came from this kit. Most common posters: Love Gun, Alive 2 stage, all 4 Alive 2 live shots, the Kiss logo poster, all 5 solo album posters, and towards the end of 1979, a folded Dynasty Boutwell poster. Which, this is not folded, but this is one of my favorite posters of all time. Saw this poster in merch forms for years, saw it in books. You never realize how cool this is, and gigantic and just larger than life. Kiss-like this poster is until you get it home and in a frame. And our buddy FL Dog just scored an Army Kit version of this poster. So where I turned my Peter Criss Dynasty Army Kit poster into a solo album Army Kit poster, because I was completing a solo album, threw that solo album poster back in the kit to kind of cheat and complete my solo album kit. FL Dog can now take his solo album kit and turn it into a Dynasty kit with his Dynasty poster. See how confusing this is? So much fun. But back to our rabbit hole. Peter Criss poster. Then I found the Paul Stanley poster, which we talked about last week. And now I have added the Gene Simmons solo album poster. Now, I mentioned Xanadu earlier. In the Xanadu commercial, they show one of these.
Always new and exciting merchandise arriving weekly. Xanadu. If we don't have it, nobody does.
And I remember seeing this in Xanadu for $9.99 back in 1992, 1993. Never bought it. Should have bought it back then, but I didn't. Lessons learned. But I am so happy to add good old Gene to this collection. Of course, that means one member is missing, and the group shot if I decide to get fancy. But one member's missing, and his name is Ace, and we know how long he takes to add to any collection. But, fun fact to do, fun game to play is who has the greatest cover. And, you know, we all do this with our vinyl records, cassette tapes, CDs, but when this gigantic poster is staring at you on the wall, it's a whole different story. When you're really looking at all the detail of these wonderful paintings, who is the best? And of the three I have, it's gonna go like this.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
My favorite of all, Peter Criss. Staring at this poster, I know what it would feel like to be a 9-year-old kid in 1978 and have this poster on your wall. And just the detail of those bandoliers and the cross and his makeup and that green. Just the coolest of all the solo album covers to me. But my second favorite, my all-time favorite solo album of the bunch, Gene Simmons, FL Dog. Did you hear that? Gene Simmons is the greatest solo album of the bunch. There you go. Little inside joke between FL Dog and myself, because his favorite of the solo albums is the Paul Stanley solo album. And I would rank this third. And the reason Ace is going to come in last, if you watch the Kiss My Collectibles France vinyl episode, you'll learn a little trivia about the Ace painting that I cannot unsee. So, for that reason alone, I won't spoil it. Go to their video and check that out. Ace is number 4, painting-wise. My favorite of the solo albums are Gene, Peter, Paul, Ace anyway. So Ace is number 4 on my list. Painting and album. It's no big deal. It's just personal choice. I know you mentioned that in public and the crossfire is right at your forehead, man.
I got him! I got him! Go!
People love their Ace. But rabbit hole number 1, little Gene Simmons action added to the collection. Now let's go to rabbit hole number 2, which we already talked about, Army Kits. Now we've already talked a lot about the solo album Army Kit, but tonight it is about the Love Gun and solo album Army Kit, and I've added a little piece to both. Let's talk Love Gun first. Now this is super cool, and I don't know really if this belongs in the Love Gun kit, but I am going to put it there because this is a re-enlist form that was sent to Penny Davis in Arkansas. I'm going to cover up her address there, but this is the envelope that she could return to the Kiss Army headquarters, put a little stamp on there, and send that back. And it is a re-enlist form. And this is separated from the envelope. Instructions to tear here and use the envelope. Do not forget postage. And Penny filled this out. She ripped it off and filled it out, and obviously never sent it in. But this is super cool. I'm going to hide her address again. There it is. I will put up a picture so you can actually see how cool this is. I'll go ahead and read this. Pretty cool. It's re-enlist time. If you join the KISS Army in the later end of 1975 or in the first 4 to 5 months of 76, your membership has now expired. For the remainder of 1977, we urge you to be a member in good standing and re-enlist for another full 12 months of KISS Army membership. To do so, simply fill out the re-enlist form below. Send it to us along with $5 enlistment fee for another year. PB's getting pretty comfortable over there. You'll receive a new KISS Army membership, which will include a full color 8x10 photos, wallet photos, updated discography, KISS 45 record, and a new 22x35 color poster. Plus, you'll be enlisted to another year's subscription of KISS Army News and priority on KISS Army paraphernalia. Hurry and re-enlist today and receive your new membership kit and a chance to join us for another great year of KISS experience. P.S. For those whose memberships have not yet expired, you will be notified when to rejoin. So I thought this was super cool. A little re-enlist form, and I'm going to put it in my Love Gun kit because they did mention 1977 as the year of membership. So Penny never sent this in. I don't know if Penny ever became a member of the KISS Army again, but if Penny was a member in 75 or 76, Penny's pretty old school. So she was 16 at the time of this letter, and so if you think about it, by 78, 79, Penny may have been on the road out of the KISS fandom because, you know, you hit that Phantom of the Park time, you hit, especially Dynasty, you hit that time, and that's what we love about the childhood of KISS. You know, that's when all the kids came in, and people like Penny were probably on their way out. But I definitely think Penny had some good Dazed and Confused type high school days, and it's so cool just to see this letter and realize it was never sent in. And now it's going in my Army kit. And then we go to my solo kit, which, as we said, is almost complete because I'm cheating a bit, have my Peter Criss poster in there. I do need to get a Peter Criss 45, promo 45 for this kit, but all I'm missing is the logo patch, which FL Dog says trust no one, and the Recruit 3 Friends form, which has just arrived, and I will put up a picture of this. But how cool is this? Recruit 3 friends into the KISS Army and receive a surprise gift. Enlist your friends today. Thank you for joining the KISS Army. We hope that you will enjoy the super KISS Army gear in your membership kit. As an active member, we hope you will tell all your friends about us. Get 3 of your friends to join in all the fun of being enlisted into the KISS Army Corps, and we will send you a super bonus gift for signing them up. Use this specifically designed membership application for enlisting your friends. Please be sure to have them print their names and addresses clearly, and don't forget to enclose their entry fee of $15, $5 per year of membership. Please send cash, check, money order to KISS Army Headquarters, Canoga Park, California, 1978, A Coin Management. There is the Enlist 3 friends, and then on the back you have where your friends were to print clearly and send in $15. How fun is that? And so here is my checklist. Pink means complete, and so we get to highlight pink, the recruit form. All I need is the logo patch and the 45, and then we'll have to have a full-on solo album army kit, even though I'm cheating a bit with the Peter poster. But we'll have to have a full-on solo album army kit wax night. And let's close tonight, May 31st, as we close the month of May. Man, this month flew by. I was looking forward to May so much because of the John 5 Museum, and now the month is already over. I can't believe that. Very cool to see an entire month of those museum trips go down and see everyone's experiences. That was a super cool idea. Super cool that fans got to do that. Let's rock and roll all night and journal every day. May 31st. Did you ever visit the Kiss Coffee House in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina? Share your memories. If you were to create 4 Kiss coffee flavors, what would they be for each of the 4 original members of the band? What would you name each coffee flavor? Gonna have to say that was a bit of a filler question because I drink my coffee black.
Cream? No, thank you. I take it black. Like my man.
I despise flavored coffee. I despise coffee with sugar. I despise coffee with cream. And so I'm going to be no good with this question. But that is why I wrote this book. I didn't write this book for me to fill out. I wrote this book for you to have fun with Kiss every day of the year. And lastly, I've never been to a Kiss Coffee House. I do have a Kiss Coffee House cup. And the reason I bought this, thought it was pretty cool, that it says, "Caution, this coffee is hotter than hell," at the bottom. I thought that was a clever play on a Kiss title. Very good Kiss marketing there. Well, there we go, folks. Another week in the books. Work week's over. The weekend is here. I wish you all fun, happiness, peace, abundance, all of it. Thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for waxing with us. Thank you for commenting. Because, man, I read every one of those comments and I always try to comment back. Because to me, this is Wax Night. To you, you are coming into my home and we are hanging out and talking Kiss. And I live for this shit. Every week. Absolutely love it. It is the highlight of my week. And I wouldn't be able to do it without each and every one of you. Thank you. And Sleepy Girl here says thank you as well. Thank you for hanging with us tonight and waxing a little rock and roll nostalgia with us here in the Wax Night house. Be good to your babies, spay, neuter, microchip, take care, be safe. We will talk to you soon. And nothing's wrong with Strutter Boy. My wife's taking a nap in the other room and he's in there.
A few moments later.
The little boy decided to join us. There he is. With his yellow dog. He's here.